family who killed travelers for money, and no one knew for years. How did it happen? Between 1871 and 1873, in southeastern Kansas, the Bender family operated a small roadside inn along a route frequently used by settlers and traders. To those passing through Labette County, their property appeared typical of frontier homesteads at the time: a modest cabin, a general store, and a place offering meals to weary travelers. During this period, several individuals traveling through the region were reported missing. Many of them had last been seen stopping near the Bender property. As months passed and disappearances continued, suspicion gradually grew within the local community. In 1873, concerned neighbors organized a search of the area. What they uncovered on the Bender land connected the family to multiple deaths and shocked the region. Before authorities could formally arrest them, the Benders fled. Despite widespread efforts to locate them, they were never definitively captured. The case became one of the earliest widely reported serial murder investigations in American frontier history, and it remains unresolved to this day. The Benders were a family living in Labette County, Kansas, in the early 1870s. The household included John and Elvira Bender, along with their children, Emma, Kate, and John Jr. They operated a small inn and general store that served travelers moving through the rural frontier. The Bender property was located along a frontier route in Labette County, Kansas, a path frequently used by settlers, traders, and migrants moving west after the Civil War. Their cabin functioned as both a general store and a simple inn, offering meals and a place to rest. Travel during this period was difficult and often dangerous. Roads were undeveloped, distances were long, and communication was limited. As a result, travelers relied heavily on isolated homesteads like the Benders for safety and support. Travelers who arrived at the Bender property were welcomed as guests. They were offered meals, supplies, and a place to rest before continuing their journeys. The setting appeared ordinary, and nothing immediately raised suspicion. However, over time, a troubling pattern emerged. Several individuals who had stopped at the inn were never seen again. Families and business partners began reporting unexplained disappearances, and investigators later noted that many of the missing travelers had last been traced to the Bender homestead, creating growing concern within the community. As reports of missing travelers increased, neighbors in Labette County began to grow suspicious. Some discovered abandoned wagons and personal belongings that had not reached their intended destinations. Concerned residents organized meetings and pressured local officials to investigate further. In 1873, investigators and volunteer search parties examined the Bender property. Their search revealed disturbed soil in the orchard behind the cabin. As the ground was carefully examined, multiple shallow graves were uncovered. The findings linked the disappearances directly to the homestead and confirmed that serious crimes had taken place there. As suspicion intensified and formal investigations began in 1873, the Bender family abruptly abandoned their property. By the time authorities arrived to make arrests, the cabin was empty. The family had vanished without leaving a clear trail. Despite search efforts and reported sightings in different states, none of the Benders were definitively captured or identified again. Over the years, various theories have emerged that they assumed new identities, were killed while fleeing, or successfully escaped the country. However, no confirmed conclusion has ever been reached. A family, a remote inn, unexplained disappearances, and a mystery that still haunts history. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe and comment to see more short history tales from Dark History Retold.